Hey guys, love your podcast. Can't even express how much. I've been listening very long, but I'm playing catch up now. Sorry, I have not been listening for very long, but I'm playing catch up now and I'm learning so much and feel so encouraged. I just finished episode 91 and man, it's such good stuff. As a kid, my parents just didn't. I'm sorry, just give me 1 second to get myself together. As a kid, my parents just didn't have what they needed to be able to meet or manage my emotional needs. There was a lot of crying to exhaustion, which annoyed everyone and left me feeling so bad about myself. As I got older, I learned to keep myself together during the day and then just cry quietly on my own to exhaustion. But there were times as a teen that I remember crying out loud and annoying everyone. Kind of a painful memory and a hopeless time for me. Now as a mum of 5 ages, 10 to 16, I've worked really hard over the years to find healing and be the best mum I can for them. Despite all the learning and hard work, big emotions always throw me. It's like I go back to that time and I'm frozen, and then depending on how tired or distressed or rested I am, I either respond or react. I'm pretty good at repair with the kids and then I blow it. But with myself, I often find myself in a spiral with lots of hateful scolding until I can shake out of it. Not fun at all. I feel such heavy shame when I have big emotions. And as I type this now, I feel pretty heavy recalling all of it. So anyway, all that to say thanks for the way you reminded us parents to not judge ourselves or be too harsh. I feel like for a lot of us, we can't hear that truth enough. And thanks as well for the lovely way you describe Morpheus guiding Neo. I'll have to listen again a few more times to let it sink in.
I don't think we picked that as a highlight, did we? The Morpheus quote. It was like I was crushing on Morpheus, how supportive he is of Neo.
Yeah, he's great.
I don't think it made the cut for a highlight, but yeah, no. Sorry.
Okay. I wanted to ask, with my own emotions, even when I'm doing well and journaling or working with a professional, I'm on a long break from that right now, I often don't know exactly what my emotions are about for a long time. I do try, I do attempt for mindfulness, but figuring out where it's coming from remains to be really difficult for me. Why is that? Any tips? For the kids and hubby, I work hard to set up situations or an atmosphere in the house where I can keep everyone calm all the time. Doesn't work at all, of course, and I'm left exhausted, and then they aren't learning or practicing those skills they need. I have tools to do better, but I appreciated what you said about help seeking and skill building was very helpful today. Hope it made sense. Just really thankful I found you guys on Instagram. Take care from New Mexico.
Yeah.
Albuquerque.
Yeah, there's a few really cool places that's come through this time.
Yeah. That one, just on the emotions. Do you know what the question was?
Yeah.
Don't need it again?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's two things that do not have a place in mindfulness. What do we not, when we go to a child who's struggling, what do we make sure we don't come across as? So Winnie's blowing up over something.
Connect with them.
She's blowing up over something and you're like, man, this is not a big deal. What's it?
Yeah, don't dismiss their emotion.
Yeah, not being non-judgmental.
Non-judgmental, sorry, yes.
So in our own mindfulness, when we're thinking about our own emotions and thinking about how we're feeling, we make sure we don't judge ourselves, because that's where shame and guilt and anger and frustration and, being negative about ourselves comes in. The other thing is it's not about interpretation. It's about
how they feel.
Yeah, it's just about feeling it. It's not about why am I feeling this way. Mindfulness as a strategy has no, I wonder where this comes from in it. It's just acknowledging that. It comes back from like Buddhism and everything like that about just being aware of the present. When we're having a difficult emotion, it's about what is happening in my body. What am I feeling? What's my body doing? I feel tense, I feel hot, I feel flooded, I feel angry and all that stuff. Mindfulness is not a strategy of, I wonder, there's no analysis in it. There's no bit of that. So, that person is asking too much of herself in the moment. she's also asking too much of herself for her family in saying that my role is
Example for
to,
6 people.
yeah, but also it's my job to make sure the environment's calm for everyone. I'm like, no, no one can do that. I can't do that. I definitely can't do that. I've just failed at it every day for a week. But yeah, it's our job for our kids is to be that safe harbour, to celebrate them leading us and make them sure they feel unconditional love and support when they need us to come. You know, they need to come back to us, not to make sure there's never a storm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can't do that.
Yep.
And it's good you can't do that because it doesn't prepare them for the world. If you raise them in cotton wool and they never get distressed because of how perfect the environment is, then they won't be prepared when they leave the safe harbour or the safety net or the safe relationships that we can provide for them. You know, it's a really important skill, and I think it's one that a lot of us who are really sensitive and caring struggle with, and I struggle with it because part of me is like, I just don't want Evie to go on the playground because I'm like, some goddamn kid's going to push past her or snatch something off her or whatever. It'll be a negative experience and she's worse off from that experience, but I'm not letting her learn. I'm not letting her stretch. But I couldn't do it today. I couldn't send her to daycare. She was just way too distressed and I just failed at it. I just accepted that failure. She was so sick that it was borderline the wrong thing to do anyway. But then when she got so upset, I was like, I can't do this and it's actually me. It's not you. But I could not give her the emotional support she needed to go to daycare successfully today. And so I just threw myself on that sword. Technically thrown Elise on that sword.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure you've done that before.
Yeah, I think I talked about it last episode. I've thrown Henrietta on that sword. And I held her hand walking back in. It was mum's half day off. And I was like, not today, hun. Here she is. She sort of looked at me. Yeah, okay.
Anyway.
That's how it is.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a beautiful parent, but you're asking too much of yourself to be able to do that. But, yeah. Anyway, hopefully that was a helpful answer.
Yep.
This podcast is brought to you by Guiding Growing Minds, a social enterprise that aims to give all children the best opportunity to reach their potential and succeed in living rich and meaningful lives.